lot of people call us and go, well, what am I supposed to do? Sit home all day? I can't live a life. I can't do any activities because they're going to put me on video. Or can I go to the gym? Can I go grocery shopping? And there's a quote here from a recent case out of a California federal court. And it says, the court has repeatedly asserted that the mere fact that a claimant has carried on certain daily activities does not in any way detract from her credibility as to her overall disability. One does not need to be utterly incapacitated in order to be disabled. So I think it's really important for people to understand that you can go about living your life and do somewhat normal things. You don't have to be bedridden in order to collect disability. So, you know, you shouldn't live in fear that the disability carrier is going to see you on video, because just because they see you outside doing something doesn't mean that your benefits are going to be cut off.
But I definitely think that they should be cautioned, just because insurance companies will do surveillance, be cautioned not to exaggerate your symptoms just because you think it may get you a favorable result.
It's almost like your Miranda rights. What you say can and will be used against you. What you hold out to the insurance company, you better believe if they can use it against you, they're going to use it against you.
Okay. I want to discuss with you guys a couple cases that have also recently been in the courts where the disability carriers denied the claims based on what they saw in the video surveillance, and these were some claims that came out favorable for the claimant. So, for example, there was a case against Hartford Disability Insurance Company where the surveillance evidence showed a claimant walking, driving, and doing errands for a couple hours on one day. And the court basically said that just because this person was doing errands and able to walk and drive, this did not mean that the plaintiff is able to work an 8-hour-a-day job, nor is sitting attentively for 4 hours while being interviewed the equivalent of working on a full-time basis. Another case said that the observations, this is another case, this one was against Prudential Insurance Company in the Southern District of California. The observations of the claimant riding an exercise bicycle in a gym are also not inconsistent with her doctor's conclusion that the plaintiff would experience a waxing and waning of symptoms, causing her to feel better at times and worse at others. So, you know, I think if I was gonna kind of sum up video surveillance for claimants, most of the activities that you want to do when you go outside, or whatever you're doing in your free time, are okay, so long as they're consistent with what you're telling your doctors and what you're telling your friends, anybody that the insurance company could get a hold of to find out what you're really doing. I see a lot of claim denials and a lot of concerns come about when claimants are asked to submit to these field interviews. And all the time the companies want to do these field interviews of people who are already on claim or trying to get on claim. And the field interviews will ask specific questions about what activities are you doing, and how long can you sit, and how long can you stand. And how many times have you been sitting in a field interview where they ask you those questions, and then 10 minutes later they bring out their laptop and they pop a video screen in and they say, well, you just told us you can't stand for more than an hour. We have you on tape walking around for 2 hours in the grocery store. I mean, how often have you guys seen something like that?
You do see that. Sometimes you get a little, even in those field interviews, you'll sense it's coming. You'll sense in the questioning what they're doing, or it's almost like in-person surveillance. It's not quite undercover during those field interviews where they're watching you. If you say you can't sit, for a half hour without great discomfort, these field interviews take a while. A lot of times you don't move, but you can almost sense that. You do see that. I mean, there's happened plenty times, and the insurance company isn't necessarily under a duty to provide you with those surveillance tapes, and, at certain points in the claim. So there always is, and it really goes back to that honesty is the best policy. You have to be truthful. You can't try to embellish too much, or it's going to turn into a case where the insurance companies, it's going to be a matter of character assassination where they're going to paint you as a liar.